Hello, Rodger Bingham here. Some of you may remember me from Survivor 2, the Australian Outback. I was able to survive 36 of the 42 days before being voted out. During that 36-day period, I did lose 35 pounds. And I found then that I was very well adapted to living in the outdoors. Had I been out there by myself, there was myself and one other individual, we could have survived very well in the outback on our own. But we were trying to supply food for the other members of our tribe. And I was able to supply somewhere around 80% of the food consumed by the entire group. You know, I've always been a student of life. I've never had any formal training as far as survival skills goes, but I've read every book ever since I was a youngster, watched movies, have always been intrigued, and would always wonder, you know, how I would do if ever I was in a real survival situation. So this isn't something new for me. This is something that I've been studying for well over 45 years. Today I'm going to give you a little demonstration on using a magnesium stick to start a fire with. Now I'm here on my farm in Crittenden, Kentucky, and if anybody wants to write to me, it's P.O. Box 461, Crittenden, Kentucky 41030, and I will be happy to respond back to you. I've picked an area here down on the creek on my farm. I do have cattle up on the other part of my farm, but we're down here in an area that I know that does not flood. I'm going to build just a small fire today, and I also picked a spot where there's not any widow makers, you know, tree limbs or big branches or even the whole tree that can perhaps blow over and injure you or perhaps even kill you during a storm. One thing I might say about magnesium sticks, you notice I got two different sticks in my hand. They both look the same. One of them's got a little striker bar with it. That's the only difference. This one here was made in China. Now I can tell you right now, if you're having trouble using a magnesium stick, you need to look and see where you bought it. I think I bought this one at Walmart. It's made in China. To be honest with you, it's not worth jack crap. You just well throw the thing away. I did go to a local sporting goods store, bought one that was made in the good old USA, and there again, hey, support our own country. Difference is night and day between this magnesium stick and the one that was made in China. Okay, today I'm going to show you a little bit about building a fire. Now I brought a rock up here from the creek. Now a little warning on that. If you get rocks out of a creek and put around a fire, and you know, if these rocks have been in the creek for a number of years, they will absorb a lot of moisture. Then you bring them up, build a fire on top of them, or build a fire, you know, use them for your exterior walls around your fire. And as that water heats up, it turns to steam, and then the first thing you know, you can have a rock exploding on you. So be very, very careful if you're using rocks that comes out of a stream where they're exposed to a lot of water. Magnesium stick, I've read several articles on these. I've read estimates that the flame on these burns anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 degrees. Now, having said that, it also burns up extremely quickly. So when you make your spark, you've got to have your tinder right there next to where you're at. What I have found, I was able to come up with part of an old bird nest, and then I was able to come up with some grass. I found that bird nests work about as well as anything that you can find. And there again, you want to have your tinder right down next to where you're going to be starting your fire, because this magnesium stick burns up extremely fast. You want to take your magnesium rod and just scrape off enough. Move that out of your way so you can see. Takes a I'm going to try to make a pile about the size of a dime or a quarter. And I think I don't have quite that much, but I think I got enough for to do it. Magnesium stick has got a little striker bar going down one side of it. And I've seen people use the sharp side of their knife to scrape down that. I never like to do that. I always like to use the back side of the knife. And all you need is just a little spark to go down there and hit that magnesium. Now there again, I've got my tinder right up next to it. I've got other pieces of wood over here. And I'm not sure, this wood's probably pretty wet because it has been raining here a couple of days ago, but up until then it had been extremely dry around here. So let's see if we can get something going here. Whoa, first strike. And it takes a little work, just got to keep at it. Probably could have used a little bit more dry grass there, but I think she's going to go. Okay, it's starting to take off. As you can see, there's really not much to it. You know, I think it takes three things to be able to survive. You have to have the basic skills. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to build shelters. You have to know how to build fires. I can do all that. You have to be in good physical condition. I exercise a minimum of 5 days a week. Be it cardiovascular and also with weights. Third thing, and I think which is by far the most important, and there's really no way to measure this, it's what you have in here, what's in your heart. Do you have the will to do it? Do you make good decisions? That's something that cannot be measured. That's something you've either got or you don't have it. I've seen people on shows on TV, different survival shows, had all kinds of skills. People a lot younger than I am. I'm 68 years old. I've worked on a farm all my life, so I know how to work. I'm very familiar with the outdoors. I know how to butcher out a beef. I know how to butcher out hogs, chickens. We do all that around here. If I can find it, kill it, and skin it, I can eat it, regardless of what it is. And there again, that all goes back to what's in here, your will to survive. Some of the people that I've seen on other shows did not have this will to survive. And that's what separates them out usually, is that actual will. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little demonstration. If you want to write to me, P.O. Box 461, Crittenden, Kentucky, 41030, Rodger Bingham. And like I said, I'm not going to build a big fire, just going to put it out. And then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will also do another demonstration using a bow and drill to build a fire with. Thanks a lot. Been nice talking to you.